A customer, perhaps a young professional woman named Keisha, enters a local grocery store on a busy Tuesday evening. She's tired after a long day at work and just wants to pick up a few essentials for dinner. The store is brightly lit, and a moderate number of shoppers are milling about, creating a typical ambience of hurried efficiency. Keisha grabs a basket and quickly gathers her items: a carton of eggs, some bread, a tomato, and a package of pasta. She heads to the checkout lanes, selecting one with a shorter line. The cashier, a middle-aged man named Bob, with a name tag slightly askew and a weary expression, barely acknowledges her as she places her items on the conveyor belt. There's a palpable sense of routine, of countless similar transactions he's processed. He starts scanning the items, his movements mechanical and lacking any warmth. A microaggression occurs. Perhaps Bob avoids eye contact specifically with Keisha, even though he greets the customer ahead of her with a smile. Keisha subtly notices this, a slight unease settling in. Before we go further, don't forget to subscribe and follow, and let me know in the comment section where are you watching from. The situation takes a sharp turn when Bob reaches the package of pasta. He scans it, but the scanner beeps an error. He tries again, and again it fails. He sighs audibly, his frustration growing. Instead of manually entering the price or calling for assistance, he makes a snide remark, laced with racial bias, about these kinds of products always causing trouble, subtly hinting at a stereotype related to Keisha's ethnicity or the origin of the pasta. Keisha, initially taken aback, tries to ignore the comment, assuming it was just an isolated, insensitive remark. But then, as he moves on to the next item, the tomato, he makes another comment, this time more direct, questioning why people like her even bother buying decent food when they probably can't appreciate it. This is the shocking behavior. It's not just a casual insult. It's a deliberate attempt to demean and belittle Keisha based on her race. Other customers in line start to notice, a ripple of discomfort spreading through the queue. An elderly woman gasps softly, while a younger man pulls out his phone, seemingly to record the interaction. The atmosphere shifts from mundane to tense. Keisha, now visibly angry and humiliated, confronts Bob. She firmly tells him that his comments are unacceptable and that she demands an apology. Her voice, though trembling slightly, carries a strength that commands attention. Bob, taken aback by Keisha's directness, initially tries to brush it off, claiming he was just joking and that she was being too sensitive. However, his attempts at deflecting responsibility only fuel Keisha's resolve. She raises her voice slightly, reiterating that his words were racist and hurtful, and that she will not tolerate such behavior. Other customers in line begin to voice their support for Keisha, condemning Bob's actions. The younger man with the phone steps forward, offering to show Keisha the video he recorded as evidence. The elderly woman, overcoming her initial shock, adds her voice to the chorus, stating that she has never witnessed such blatant discrimination in her life. The collective disapproval of the onlookers emboldens Keisha further. A manager, alerted by the commotion, rushes to the scene. He is visibly concerned and immediately assesses the situation. He listens intently as Keisha recounts the incident, her voice filled with emotion but also with unwavering conviction. He then turns to Bob, who attempts to defend himself, but his explanation sounds weak and unconvincing in the face of Keisha's testimony and the corroborating accounts of the other customers. Without hesitation, the manager informs Bob that his behavior is completely unacceptable and that he is terminated from his position, effective immediately. He apologizes profusely to Keisha for the distress she has experienced, assuring her that the store has a zero-tolerance policy for discrimination of any kind. He offers her a full refund for her groceries and a gift card as a gesture of goodwill, But Keisha declines, stating that she simply wants justice and assurance that such an incident will not happen again. The manager promises to implement additional diversity and sensitivity training for all employees to prevent similar occurrences in the future. Following the incident, the manager escorts Bob off the premises, while Keisha is surrounded by supportive customers who offer words of encouragement and solidarity. The younger man with the video provides Keisha with his contact information, offering to serve as a witness if needed. Keisha, still shaken but also empowered by the support she has received, decides to share her experience on social media, detailing the racist remarks made by Bob and the immediate consequences he faced. Her post quickly goes viral, attracting widespread attention and sparking a community-wide conversation about racism and discrimination. The store's corporate headquarters issues a public statement condemning Bob's actions and reaffirming their commitment to creating a safe and inclusive environment for all customers. The incident becomes a catalyst for change, prompting other local businesses to review their own policies and procedures related to diversity and inclusion. Keisha, though initially reluctant to become the face of the movement, emerges as a vocal advocate for social justice, using her platform to raise awareness about the pervasive nature of racism and the importance of holding individuals accountable for their discriminatory behavior. The community rallies around her, organizing anti-racism workshops and campaigns to promote understanding and empathy. Bob, facing public scrutiny and shame, is shunned by his former colleagues and friends. He struggles to find employment and is forced to confront the consequences of his actions. He eventually enrolls in a diversity training program, hoping to learn from his mistakes and make amends for the harm he has caused. The incident serves as a stark reminder that racism, even in its subtle forms, can have devastating consequences, and that individuals must be held accountable for their words and actions. It also highlights the power of collective action and the importance of standing up against injustice, even in the face of adversity. The grocery store sees a temporary dip in business, followed by a surge of support from customers who appreciate their swift and decisive action. They implement mandatory diversity training for all employees and partner with local organizations to promote inclusivity. Keisha becomes a local hero, inspiring others to speak out against discrimination and fight for a more just and equitable society. The story concludes with Keisha reflecting on the incident and the positive changes that have resulted from it. She acknowledges that the fight against racism is far from over, but she is hopeful that her experience will serve as a catalyst for continued progress. She remains committed to using her voice to advocate for equality and justice, determined to create a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, regardless of their race or background. The consequences of Bob's shocking behavior reverberate through the community, leading to a greater awareness of systemic racism and a renewed commitment to building a more inclusive society, demonstrating that even in the face of adversity, positive change is possible. The grocery store, once the scene of a discriminatory act, becomes a symbol of progress, showcasing the transformative power of accountability and the unwavering spirit of a community united against injustice. Keisha's actions become a part of local lore, a reminder that one person's courage can spark a movement, and that even the most entrenched prejudices can be challenged and overcome. Her story is shared in schools and community centers, inspiring future generations to stand up for what is right and to create a world where everyone feels safe, valued, and respected. The long-term impact of the incident is a more unified and compassionate community, where diversity is celebrated and discrimination is actively combated. The racist cashier's shocking behavior, though initially intended to inflict harm, ultimately becomes a catalyst for positive change, leaving an enduring legacy of hope and progress. If you enjoy our content and want to stay updated with our latest videos, please subscribe to our channel and follow us for more exciting updates.